For years, the out-of-control so-called immigration policy in this country has been anemic, borderline pathetic. Americans have gotten so used to being disappointed at the pure inaction in Washington, D.C., the term lawmaker is now associated with do-nothing, incompetence, gridlock, and they're the nicer terms. 2 Border Patrol agents began serving hard time in prison for shooting an admitted drug smuggler, an illegal alien, mind you, at the Mexican border. Agents say he was trafficking 750 pounds of marijuana into the U.S. The smuggler was shot once in the buttocks and was treated at a U.S. hospital at our expense. Now the smuggler is suing the U.S. government for $5 million for violating his civil rights. So now he has the chance to make money way beyond his wildest drug-dealing fantasies. And the Border Patrol agents who risk their very lives to stop this guy, well, they're obviously ruined. President Bush has the power to pardon these agents, but he has not. He appointed the judge and prosecutor in this particular trial. Congress? Well, Congress is Congress. We now have a new first team of lawmakers, and the first 100 hours drama was cute for about, 90 seconds. Americans are tired of the missteps, misadventures, and the total lack of imagination coming from our U.S. Capitol. Regaining control of our borders in this post-9/11 world is paramount. Something needs to be done now. Memo to Congress: when you're at war, when you've been attacked on U.S. soil, when American citizens trying to keep you and me safe at the borders are maligned, convicted, and sentenced, and drug traffickers are getting off scot-free, I really don't care who is using steroids in baseball. What's next? A congressional inquiry into the moral decline of beauty pageant contestants? Stop the grandstanding and the window dressing, and for the first time in eons, I don't know, do something. We're always on the lookout for your money at waste. Unfortunately, we generally don't have to look very long or hard.
This auditor's report documents a surge of fraud, and right at the time when the president wants a surge in money.
More American Crossroads still ahead. A new report is out on the money we're spending for the Iraq reconstruction effort. Bottom line, millions and millions of dollars down the drain. The latest report by the Inspector General for Iraq Reconstruction paints a picture of fraud and mismanagement. Among the findings, the State Department paid more than $43 million for a police training camp in Baghdad that's been empty for months. $4 million on VIP trailers and a swimming pool the Iraq Interior Ministry ordered, but apparently the U.S. never authorized. And $36 million spent on weapons and other gear that cannot be accounted for.
This auditor's report documents a surge of fraud, and right at the time when the president wants a surge in money. And this fraud, this waste occurred when essentially Paul Bremer and the Americans were the watchdogs. Now we're supposed to give money to the Iraqi government, which can't defend itself, and where the security is worse than it was when this waste occurred.
The audit report shows the security situation is hurting Reconstruction. Pentagon officials acknowledge past money mistakes, but insist more funds are still needed. Wacky, weird, or just say what? Morris Jones says, get this.
If they're sensitive enough to change their name from Bombay to Mumbai, then India should know better than to have a Hitler restaurant. Get this. It's called the Hitler's Cross Restaurant. The owner insists the name and theme of the new eatery is only meant to attract attention. So late word is the owner will change the name. Bombay's Jewish community is outraged. Amazingly, there's been little controversy in India, where Holocaust awareness is limited and Hitler is seen as just another historical figure. Oh, Bombay was renamed Mumbai as a backlash to British colonialism. Moving on to Iran, where President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is considered the new Hitler. We're trying to get Iran to give up its nuclear weapons program, but get this. One of the country's primary research reactors was supplied to Iran by the U.S. back in the 1960s. At that time, we were trying to prop up the Shah, who was aligned against the Soviet Union. Years later, radicals took over Iran and happily took over the nuclear reactor we gave the country and weapons-grade uranium. Maybe the French could help us with this, but they have issues of their own, like health problems related to cigarette smoking. Now the country wants to impose a smoking ban at restaurants. But taking cigarettes away from the French is like convincing Tom Cruise to give up Scientology. And that's Get This. I'm Morris Jones.
Politicians say the darndest things.
And in the gentleman's words, we face a lot of evil men.
This time, Hillary has us asking, say what? And what do you say? Whether it's a message to your congressman or just a piece of your mind for us, we want to hear it. Amid the daily din of talking heads and their blustery blather, we frequently find a noteworthy verbal nugget when a politician or some other newsmaker has us doing a journalistic double take. Say what?
And in the gentleman's words, we face a lot of evil men. You know, people like Osama bin Laden comes to mind. And what in my background equips me to deal with evil and bad men?
And just who is Hillary talking about anyway? She was answering a question about her ability to stand up to dictators. Some say dealing with evil and bad men may be a little inside joke. Finally, your voice. Whether it's a message to your congressman or senator or just sounding off, we want to hear what you have to say. Drop us a line at crossroads@sbgnet.com. Whether it's about our coverage or the issues themselves, either we'll have the answer or we're going to get it for you. Our elected officials should not be able to hide behind no comments and closed doors. We'll try to make sure they can't, that our lawmakers will be held accountable. I'm Jeff Barn, and that's it for this edition of American Crossroads. Thanks so much.